Welcome to Judge Bench, where justice isn't just served, it's scorched. In today's courtroom chaos, we're diving into 7 jaw-dropping moments where parents face the full wrath of Judge Vonda, from lies exposed to shocking truths. This isn't your average court session. This is real drama, real consequences, and real verdicts. So buckle up, hit that like button, and subscribe if you love seeing justice in action. Let's get into case number 1.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. I brought this case to court because I'd like to put myself on child support. I'd like to see my kids more often.
So you're putting yourself on child support to see your kids more often?
Yes, Amanda Johnson, my ex, has made it difficult lately for me to see my kids. I thought that if I was on child support, it might be easier to have some kind of scheduled time that I can actually see my children.
Okay, when you say she's been making it difficult lately, what types of things has she been doing?
She's been rescheduling when I come to pick them up. She's said that she's too busy and...
In the courtroom of Judge Vonda, a unique case unfolds. Mr. Cooper voluntarily brings himself to court, not to fight, but to place himself on child support. His goal? To gain consistent visitation with his kids. It's an unusual move driven by desperation. Cooper says the children's mother, Amanda Johnson, has made visitation nearly impossible. Rescheduling pickups, denying weekend time, he's had enough. His hope is that by formalizing support, the court will grant him the time he craves with his children. Subscribe to Judge Bench now to see how justice takes shape in real time.
Okay. Why have you made it tough for him to see his kids?
Your Honor, my ex-boyfriend has a new girlfriend and I do not like her. I do not like her being around my children. I think she's a terrible influence on my kids. And I know that if I give them more time with him, it's going to be with him and her. And I do not approve of that whatsoever.
Okay, so you're mad because he doesn't want to be with you and moved on? That's what you're saying?
No, I'm mad because he has only been dating this woman for 3 months. Now suddenly they're engaged. I think she's a terrible person and I don't want my children to be around her. This is about the well-being of my children.
Amanda Johnson doesn't deny limiting Cooper's access, but she claims it's for the kids' own good. Her reason? She disapproves of Cooper's fiancé. Despite the couple only being engaged for 3 months, Amanda insists the woman is a bad influence. The judge, however, is not impressed. When asked if she's ever truly met the woman, Amanda hesitates, eventually admitting they've met only once. Her logic unravels. Judge Vonda begins to see through the emotional fog. This isn't about the children. It's about resentment and possibly jealousy masked as parental concern.
Technically, yes, I have met her before.
Okay, so you met her one time.
I know people who are friends with her. I've seen her.
You know,
on
I'm not
social
going to do this
media.
tap dancing back and forth with you. You're going to answer my question when it's very direct. So you've met her one time.
Yes, ma'am.
And based on that one time of meeting her, you believe she's a bad influence on your children?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that today. He should not have to come to court to place himself on child support in order to see his kids. Especially when it's for a reason that has nothing to do with them. He's in a new relationship. Obviously, you're mad.
Judge Vonda wastes no time cutting through the drama. She asks Amanda directly, "So you're mad because he doesn't want to be with you?" The courtroom quiets. Amanda denies it, but her reasoning continues to fall apart. She can't name any specific harm caused by the new partner. The judge, unfazed, points out the real issue. Amanda may not want Cooper back, but she clearly doesn't want him to move on either. What began as a custody conflict is now revealed as something far more personal. Unresolved emotional tension, disguised as parenting concern.
And you're just mad because he is in that new relationship, not with you. And because you're mad, you're trying to hold it against him with his kids.
Oh, no, that has nothing to do with it.
That's not how it works. Well, that's exactly what it sounds like. I mean, that's what it sounds like, right?
That's what it
I
sounds
don't
like,
want
Your
him
Honor.
back.
Yep.
I don't want to be with him at all.
No, you don't want him back. You just don't want him to be with anyone else.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's what it is. I mean, that's what it sounds like. And you can roll your eyes and everything. You know, that doesn't bother me one bit because I can do it too. So, we're going to go ahead and start child support today. You are going to allow him to see the children. It's not a...
With clarity and command, Judge Vonda brings the case back to what matters: the children. Cooper shouldn't need to force legal action just to see his own kids, and Amanda cannot legally withhold visitation out of spite. Judge Vonda reminds both parents the court doesn't revolve around emotions, but facts. She states clearly Cooper will see his children, regardless of Amanda's personal disapproval of his fiancée. Her final word is firm. Parenting time is not a weapon, and bitterness has no place in a child's life.
Child support, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, how much money do you make a year?
$48,000.
$48,000. And how old are the children?
12 and 14.
12 and 14. And who covers health insurance for the children?
We have Medicaid, Your Honor.
Okay. So just so you all are aware, Medicaid is not health insurance. It's a benefit provided through the state, to assist with the children going to the doctor and the hospital if needed or anything like that. So that, because it is from a state agency, you are going to have to pay it back to them, okay?
As the proceedings continue, financial obligations come into play. Cooper, earning $48,000 a year, is informed he will now pay child support, something he requested himself. With 2 children, aged 12 and 14, and no private insurance in place, the judge factors in Medicaid. While Medicaid is state-provided, it must be reimbursed through support payments. Judge Vonda carefully calculates his new obligation: $122.50 monthly, including health coverage. It's a high price, but one Cooper accepts willingly. He values his presence in his children's lives far more than the cost.
Obligation for child support, you understand?
Okay.
Okay. So I have your gross at $4,000 a month, which brings your net to $3,050.01. So your child support obligation is $762.50. In addition to the Medicaid. So what happens is I have to take 9% of your gross, and that's the amount that you would pay back for Medicaid. That's what the law says has to be done. So 9% of $4,000 gives me $360. So when you add the two together...
Judge Vonda gives Cooper an option: obtain private insurance for the children, and his monthly support will decrease. It's a moment of fairness in an otherwise tense case. Amanda listens in silence as the judge reiterates, Medicaid is a temporary benefit, but parental responsibility is long-term. The courtroom has shifted. What started as a personal feud has now become a financial and legal structure to protect the children. Cooper is not being punished. He's being empowered. Through the court, he's gaining rights that emotion alone couldn't secure.
Cheaper than $360, your child support amount would go down.
Okay.
Okay, so you have the option to do that. If you have private insurance through your employer, or if you want to enroll the children under something outside of your employer, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, all right. Do you all have any other questions for me?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She understands now that personal feelings won't hold up in court. Cooper's proactive move to file for child support has changed the dynamic entirely. He's walked into court to fight for fatherhood, and he's walking out with something far more valuable than money, court-ordered time with his children. Justice, finally, is in balance. Judge Vonda closes the session, but not before offering insight. She explains to viewers that while it's uncommon for someone to volunteer for child support, it can be a strategic move to guarantee visitation rights. Personal disagreements, especially over new relationships, are not valid legal reasons to keep children from a parent. As the courtroom clears, one truth remains. In Judge Vonda's court, emotional manipulation doesn't win. Make sure you like, comment.
Ooh. You all may be seated. Let's see. Ms. Laura,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm trying to get my baby back.
Okay.
My I have 2 babies,
Okay.
and I just had another baby with my boy. He's not my boyfriend anymore, but he hit my first baby, so Houston got to take him, and I want him back because I'm not with that boyfriend anymore.
So Houston took the baby or you lost the baby?
Either way.
In this episode of Judge Bench, a mother named Laura enters court with a bold request. She wants her 5-year-old child returned to her custody. Years ago, the child was removed due to Laura's involvement with an abusive partner. The child was placed in the care of the father, Talent, and has remained there ever since. Laura now claims her situation has changed. She's no longer with the abuser. But does that alone justify reversing custody? Subscribe to Judge Bench and see how justice handles tough, emotional decisions like this one.
Either way, Houston has the baby, and I want it back.
No, it's not either way. It's you lost the baby. So did somebody intervene and take the baby away from you and
Yes,
give the baby?
ma'am. They took the baby and gave him to Houston.
Okay.
And I want him back.
Okay. And you have a new baby with your ex-boyfriend?
Not ex-boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
So you guys are no longer together?
Correct, ma'am.
How old is this new baby?
How old's the new baby?
Yes.
Like 8 months.
And you're done with him after 8 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I was done with him like 10 months ago. The baby's 8 months.
Oh, okay. So before the baby was born?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he come to the birth of the child?
No, I didn't want him around.
Laura testifies that her new baby's father, now an ex, is no longer in her life. She says the abuse has stopped and wants custody of her 5-year-old child back. But Judge Vonda digs deeper. The child has lived with the father for 5 full years. When asked who the child has lived with the whole time, Laura shockingly replies, "Me." The judge quickly corrects her. Custody was taken because of her own choices. Time doesn't rewind just because circumstances change. The courtroom begins to see that this case is not just emotional, it's legal.
All right. So you now want to get custody back from him?
Yes, ma'am. From
Okay.
Houston.
Who does the baby live with?
Me.
The baby? No, my baby lives with me.
No, not your child. How many children do you all have between you?
Just one.
Just one. And the child lives with him,
Yes, ma'am.
and you want the baby back.
Yes, ma'am.
How long has the baby lived with you?
The baby? It's been
Yeah.
living the whole time.
Oh, okay. And how old is this child?
5.
5. Oh. And you expect to get child support,
Yes, ma'am.
and the child has been living with him for...
Laura makes a surprising pivot. If the court gives her the child back, she also wants child support from Talent. But Judge Vonda is visibly confused. The father has had custody since the child was a baby. He has provided care, housing, and stability. Laura's argument, riddled with contradictions, doesn't hold up. The judge reminds her, it doesn't work that way. You don't regain custody and demand money in the same breath. Custody decisions are based on the child's best interests, not financial comparison or wishful thinking.
Yes, ma'am.
And the child has been living with him for almost... It's a boy or girl?
Boy.
His whole life?
Yes, ma'am. Well, when I get my baby back, I want child support, yeah. He makes way more money than I do. I want my baby back and I want child support.
I'm sorry, you have to excuse me because nothing you're saying is making sense right now. You came to court to ask me to give a child back to you that was taken from you, that's 5 years old, that's pretty much lived with this man the entire time that he has been taken care of.
They took my baby away because my ex...
The focus shifts to Talent, the father who has quietly cared for the child since placement. Judge Vonda confirms he's paid for everything: housing, food, health care. When asked what Laura contributes, Talent says she visits occasionally. Financially, nothing. The court learns she provides no support for the child she now wants returned. That silence speaks volumes. Judge Vonda is not swayed by emotional pleas. What matters is consistent support, not just biology. The judge's tone sharpens. This courtroom will not reward absence or neglect.
is an abuser and I'm not with him anymore, so I want my baby back.
Right, but the child hasn't been living with you. The child has been living with him.
Yeah, because of my ex, and I'm not with my ex anymore.
Yeah, so no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. He would literally have to have given you the child back. And then you come in here, after you've been having the child for some time, then you come in here and say, Judge, I want this to be changed. I've been having the child this entire time. I want him to pay child support. That would be a little bit more reasonable. But what you're asking for today is very unreasonable.
Okay, well, give me my baby back, and then I'll come back in a while and ask for child support.
Then comes the turning point. Judge Vonda informs Laura that instead of receiving support, she will be paying it. The courtroom shifts. Laura is stunned. How could someone earning less money owe support? But the judge clarifies. Child support is for a child, not for the parent. Talent's higher income doesn't negate Laura's financial obligation. Parenting, whether custodial or not, comes with responsibility. And in this case, that responsibility includes $423.69 in monthly support, plus an additional $66 reimbursement for the child's health insurance.
Okay? Actually, nobody really took your baby. You lost your baby for your own negligence with your ex-boyfriend. That has nothing to do with me. Okay? Now, fill me in over here. The baby was placed with you after the boyfriend hit the baby.
Yep.
And he's been living with you ever since then.
Yep.
You've been taking care of him. Mm-hmm. You pay for everything for the child.
Everything.
What does she do?
I visit.
She visits unsupervised.
Okay, congratulations. Financially, what does she do?
Financially?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, that's what I figured. Okay, I see what's going on here.
Laura is speechless. Nearly $500 a month in child support for a child she hasn't raised in years. Judge Vonda explains, support isn't a punishment. It's a legal duty. Laura tries to argue that talent makes more money, but income comparison doesn't override obligation. Laura receives credit for another child in her care, but she's still accountable. Judge Vonda makes it clear. No one took her baby. She lost custody through her own choices, and now accountability is required. Justice isn't always comfortable, but it's fair.
Nothing.
Oh, that's what I figured. Okay, I see what's going on here. Yeah, and I'm not about to play this game with you. You're the one that's going to pay him child support today.
What?
Yeah, you are.
He makes like 3 times as much money as I do. I have to give him my money?
It's for the child, so yes, you do. You do. But the good thing is, it's based on your income. You'll get credit for the other child that your 8-month-old, you'll get credit for that child. But yes, you are going to pay him child support. That's just the right thing to do. It's one child between the two of you, okay? And
Still processing the ruling, Laura quietly asks, I have to give him almost $500? Judge Vonda responds calmly but firmly, yes. That's how it works. Laura admits she just wanted her baby, but the law doesn't work on feelings alone. Her emotional plea isn't enough to erase 5 years of consistent parenting from the father. Talent remains composed, having done the work without seeking praise. Today, the court recognizes that. This ruling isn't about revenge, it's about reality and what's best for the child.
health insurance every month. So 66 added to 463.69 is 489.69.
$489.69?
Did you need me to repeat it?
I'm asking you, $489. I have to give him almost $500 a month?
Yeah, that's how it works. Did you really think that I was going to have him pay you child support?
No, I just wanted my baby.
Oh, okay, so your first answer was no, so then you understand exactly why you have to pay child support. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay, you all are dismissed.
Judge Vonda wraps the case with a final reflection. When a child is removed due to a parent's choices, regaining custody takes more than time or changed relationships. In this case, the father provided a stable environment, and now the court affirms that with legal support, Laura's request was based on emotion. The court's ruling was based on facts. If you or someone you know has faced a similar situation, Subscribe to Judge Bench.
Going on.
So James and I split about a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty good. We've been splitting costs for our girl, but her last birthday she was 8 years old, and we had a great party. I planned it. It's been a lot of time, and it was about $1,500.
How, 8 years old?
Yes. Well, okay, she really likes, ice skating, so we rented out the ice skating rink, and then Tara Lipinski came and did a little routine for the girls. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, it did cost something, and James just refused to pay it.
Whose idea was it? Wait.
Miss Jackson brings a surprising case before the court. After years of co-parenting peacefully with her ex, James, she now wants him placed on child support. The reason? A lavish $1,500 birthday party for their 8-year-old daughter. Complete with an ice rink rental and a performance by a professional skater, Jackson claims the event was justified, but James refused to split the cost. Now, she argues that this signals a lack of shared responsibility. But does one expensive party justify a legal change in support?
Whose idea was it to have that expensive birthday party?
Tierney brought up the whole inspiration for it. So I just kind of, looked at what past birthday parties we had gone to, kind of the expectation was set at a certain level, and yeah, so I did ask James for certain input, and he did not give that, so I just took that as I have to parent up. So
So you want him to pay child support now?
Yes, I think this is kind of it's changing up the dynamics a little bit.
Judge Vonda begins questioning the details. Jackson insists the party's cost was normal in her social circle. She even references another child's party that reached $2,000. James, however, says he never agreed to this, assuming it was a joke when she mentioned hiring a figure skating celebrity. The judge cuts in, reminding both that emotional spending doesn't equal legal responsibility. Jackson claims she was forced to parent up, but that interpretation quickly backfires. This isn't about glamour, it's about guardianship. And that's a distinction the court takes seriously.
And pay for a little bit of her birthday party, so she's getting into ballet. There's recitals coming up, there are other things coming up, and I'm just nervous that she's gonna see that imbalance in our relationship, and it's gonna cost something.
But you're creating the imbalance. $1,500 for an 8-year-old birthday party?
That doesn't sound, it sounds bad when you say it out of the context, but that's normal.
No, within the context, that is ridiculous.
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Susie had a birthday party that cost $2,000,
so you're trying to keep up with Susie?
James calmly addresses the court, saying he's always supported their daughter and is willing to fund reasonable activities like ballet or school programs, but he draws the line at extravagance. The judge agrees. When Jackson tries to defend the costs, saying it kept up with peer expectations, Judge Vonda isn't having it. Her words are clear. $2,500 for an 8-year-old is absurd. Suddenly, what started as a financial disagreement takes a sharp turn. The judge now questions whether Jackson filed the case simply to recoup her personal overspending.
Can you speak some reason to me?
I would love to try, Your Honor. I am more than happy to help our daughter celebrate and live her life, but there comes a point where it's just, it's frivolous, it's opulent.
I agree.
I would have been fine going halfway down the middle of just like paying to have some kids to the skating rink, but we did not need Tara Lipinski there. I thought that you were joking when you said that, which is why I didn't respond.
I do not joke. And you know how...
Excuse me. Last time I checked, I was the judge.
Judge Vonda gets to the root of the issue. This case isn't about fairness. It's about regret. Jackson, having made a financial decision on her own, now wants the court to force James to share the consequences. But under shared custody, Both parents cover their own expenses while the child is in their care. No child support was ever ordered between them. Jackson's strategy becomes clear. Turn a failed birthday budget into a court-enforced repayment plan. But the judge won't be manipulated by emotional spending masked as need.
To address me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry.
You're welcome. You did not need Tara there.
Tierney really wanted her, though.
Yeah, but Tierney is not paying $1,500, is she? No, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you have the expectation of him to pay that when it was your idea. That is ridiculous. And you came to court today to ask me to do what exactly?
I just want in the future to make sure that there is a balance in our relationship.
I'm going to ask you again. What is it that you came to court to ask me to do?
I would like him to pay child support.
Well, I would like for you.
Still, Jackson pushes her case. She argues this sets a dangerous imbalance for their daughter, seeing one parent do more, spend more. Judge Vonda cuts her off. You're creating the imbalance. Her tone sharpens. Co-parenting is about agreement and mutual respect, not financial showmanship. The courtroom is reminded that parental value is not measured in dollars. With James consistently contributing and no prior disputes, Jackson's argument continues to lose ground. This case isn't about what's best for the child. It's about keeping up appearances.
But I am not going to order anybody pay child support based on a $1,500 birthday party. And you guys share custody. Who pays health insurance?
We both do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you guys should be doing. Maintain your own individual health insurance, but no, he is not going to pay child support for that reason. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is there anything further?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything further from you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. If there's nothing further, you both are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love is not shown through lavish parties, but through consistency, cooperation, and care. The courtroom isn't here to validate lifestyle. Comparisons, it exists to protect the child. Judge Vonda closes the hearing with a firm summary. Shared custody doesn't require child support unless there's a proven imbalance in care. One parent's decision to throw a $1,500 birthday party, however heartfelt, doesn't justify a legal obligation from the other. Jackson's request is denied. In her final remarks, the judge reminds viewers that court orders must reflect the child's needs, not social pressures or financial miscalculations.
Okay, Mrs. Williams, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. We have 3 children together. I have not received any child support from him. Our children go to private school. They play sports, dance lessons, singing lessons. They're very active and it's very expensive. We do share custody and time, but I pay for private school. He pays for health insurance and that's all. I pay for everything else.
What kind of money you make to be paying all of that?
I'm an attorney.
Oh, okay.
But I'm used to a certain lifestyle. I mean, I can't even afford to get my nails done, my hair done. It's embarrassing.
You're
because
an
I'm spending-
attorney,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you can afford.
Mrs. Williams brings her ex-husband to court, seeking child support for their 3 children. They currently share custody and time equally, but she claims she covers all the major expenses, private school, extracurriculars, and more. Despite being a successful attorney, she says her financial sacrifices are overwhelming, even preventing her from affording personal care like hair and nails. The reason? Their once shared income is gone. Now she argues it's time for him to contribute more. But the court is about to discover the full picture.
It's embarrassing. because
You're an
I'm spending-
attorney,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you can afford tuition, but not to get your nails done.
Because all my money's going to the tuition and all of their extracurricular activities. I've been sacrificing the things that I'm used to that I was able to do before when we were still together and we had that combined income. And now all my money's going to the kids and I don't have any money left for the lifestyle that I've been accustomed to and getting my nails done and my hair and massages and things like that.
It's still not making sense to me, but okay. Is that all you wanted to let me know before I move over to him? Yes. Okay. Mr. Williams, make this make
Mrs. Williams paints a picture of financial hardship, private school bills, dance classes, singing lessons, but Judge Vonda quickly begins to ask questions. How is an attorney unable to afford basic personal maintenance? The answer unfolds as Mr. Williams speaks. He reveals a very different lifestyle: private chefs, weekly house cleaning, and frequent liquor purchases. Even more, she earns about $100,000, more than him annually. The judge senses misdirection. Is this truly about the children, or an attempt to maintain a lavish lifestyle on someone else's dime?
sense.
You know, although she makes more money, she has an extravagant lifestyle. The hair, the nails, the massage. You know, she didn't tell you about the personal chef or the maid that she has come clean the house every week.
So now it's making sense. Okay.
And let alone the drinking problem that you have.
Drinking
The
problem.
weekly stops to the liquor store to have a curbside pickup. Come on now.
He's telling the truth, isn't he?
Well, you know, after being in
That
court all
wasn't my
day,
question. He's telling the truth, isn't he?
I do like to have a cocktail now and then.
So the answer is yes.
yes.
Okay. So now we're getting somewhere about, and you brought him to court?
When asked directly, Mrs. Williams reluctantly admits she enjoys cocktails, and yes, her ex is telling the truth. The courtroom quiets. Mr. Williams clarifies that he already pays for health, insurance, and shares custody equally. Judge Vonda reminds both parties. Health care is a critical form of support. Yet, Mrs. Williams is asking for more without financial need. She insists she's sacrificing for the kids, but her personal spending habits suggest otherwise. The judge now questions the motive behind this filing altogether. Was this really about the children?
Yes.
For child support.
Yes, ma'am.
How much money do you make?
$70,000 a year. I make $100,000 less than she does.
But again, I pay for pretty much everything. The only thing he pays for the kids is the health insurance. I pay for everything.
Health insurance is pretty important. You'd agree with me, right?
It is, and I appreciate that. I do. But I don't want to pull my kids from private school or you know, take them out of the things that they love to do because I can't afford it.
Right, and don't say that again because you can't afford it. If what he's saying is true, you're getting these.
The truth is clear. Both parents have shared custody, and neither is neglecting their children. But Mrs. Williams, earning double her ex's income, is requesting payments she doesn't legally or logically qualify for. Judge Vonda is blunt. Her words cut through the courtroom tension. You came in here to waste my time. It's a firm reminder. Child support is about equity, not entitlement. And lavish spending isn't grounds for a legal claim. This courtroom doesn't entertain ego. It protects fairness, especially when children are involved.
You're going on trips, you're doing all of these other things, you know, especially going to the liquor store. Alcohol is not cheap. You can't afford it. You're just choosing to do something other than what you should be doing, which is taking care of these children. Now, how often are you all, I'm assuming you don't live together anymore, right?
Correct.
All right. How often are you all exchanging the children?
We have them equally, so that'll be 2 weekends a month.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You came in here to waste my time. I'm not getting ready to play with you. I am not going to make him pay you child support when you make $100,000 more than he does.
Judge Vonda proceeds to calculate support using the offset method B, which considers both parents' incomes and subtracts one obligation from the other. With Mrs. Williams earning $200,000 annually and Mr. Williams earning $70,000, the result is not what she expected. Even though he pays health insurance, their financial disparity flips the narrative. The one seeking support becomes the one that ordered to pay it, a dramatic turn, and one that underscores how facts, not feelings, shape courtroom decisions.
You didn't object when he said you make $100,000 more than him, so he's telling the truth, right? Yeah. You. What kind of lawyer are you? Never mind. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to base child support off of what's called an offset, okay? So I'm going to do the child support calculations for the both of you, and subtract it. And the difference is going to go to the person who makes more, which is you. All right? So with 200,000, excuse me, and 70,000, is that correct? Okay. So for
With net incomes calculated, and $9,200 for Mrs. Williams and $4,464 for Mr. Williams, the court reviews additional obligations. Health insurance, 100 monthly premiums split evenly. But the game changer comes when the judge learns Mr. Williams has a fourth child. That adjustment increases his credits and further reduces his liability. Mrs. Williams' support obligation is now finalized. Despite her objections, the law is clear. She will pay up $153 a month in child support, plus split health coverage. Not the outcome she anticipated.
the other child? Okay. Thank you for telling me that, because that reduces your child support obligation and increases yours. So the difference in adding the health insurance, it comes out to $1,533 per month. And Mrs. Williams, that's what you're going to be ordered to pay to him. Any questions about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything I just said?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
As the case concludes, Judge Vonda offers viewers a clear takeaway. Split custody doesn't automatically cancel out child support. Income matters. In this case, Mrs. Williams, despite her high-paying legal career, was ordered to contribute financially because the children's well-being comes first. Courts aren't influenced by lavish spending or lifestyle complaints. They follow math, facts, and fairness. If you've witnessed a similar custody imbalance, subscribe to Judge Bench.
Mr. Daniels,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yeah, I brought my case because I'm trying to file child support on myself to make sure that my child is getting the benefits that it needs, because the mother doesn't seem to be taking care of the responsibilities.
I mean, obviously not. She didn't even have the audacity to show up for court today. And I see that you did send her notice of that.
I did.
Okay. It's very different when people come in and, well, guys in particular, come in to put themselves on child support. Like, what's the backstory between you and mom? Have y'all ever been married?
Something rare and unexpectedly noble unfolds inside the courtroom. A father, Mr. Daniels, walks in alone. No lawyers, no fanfare, no mother in sight. He isn't here to dodge responsibility or argue custody. Instead, he does something few expect. He petitions the court to put himself on child support. It's an unusual request. The courtroom watches in quiet disbelief, but Mr. Daniels stands tall, explaining, "My son still has needs, even if his mother isn't around, and I want to be the one to meet them, formally." Judge Bunnelby, seasoned but never cynical, listens intently. She nods, acknowledging the uncommon integrity behind this move. A father stepping up without being forced. But she wonders, is this the full story? Or is something else hiding behind the nobility?
I tried to get married. I tried to do everything right.
Okay.
She chose to be out in the streets, so I'm just trying to.
What do
make
you
sure-
mean by chose to be out in the streets?
Chose to be being somewhere other than the house.
Okay.
So, yeah.
She party a lot, do all those things?
Well, I don't know where she's at, so I don't know what she does.
Do you communicate with her at all?
When it comes to money,
Okay.
yeah, so that's
Do-
why
You have a son or a daughter?
I have a son.
Do you get to see your son?
On the weekends, but it's rare. We have a lot of conflict going on. Again, she's not here, so this is why I'm bringing.
The judge quickly notes something telling. The child's mother was properly served. Notice of today's hearing. Yet she chose not to appear. Mr. Daniels confirms this, stating plainly she got the papers, just didn't care to show. The judge shifts focus. What's the nature of their relationship? Mr. Daniels doesn't sugarcoat. She chose the streets. In other words, partying, disappearing, and chasing freedom instead of family. Judge Bunnelby wants more clarity. Do they at least co-parent? Do they speak? Only when she needs money, he says quietly. At this point, the courtroom no longer sees just a procedural hearing. It sees a man trying to stabilize a stormy situation. Not only is he trying to support his child, but he's also doing it without cooperation from the other parent. And that's not easy.
Your net of that after taxes come out is $4,357.28 for a child support amount of $871.46. Okay?
Okay.
You have any other questions about that?
Are you single?
Well, no.
Okay.
But I don't think that has anything to do with why you're here.
Oh, well, I don't have a good baby mother.
So you want to make me a baby mama? No. That's what you're telling me?
No, I wasn't trying to make you a baby mother. I was just seeing if you were available to help.
Well, I'm available for my next case. So if there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Mr. Daniels opens up further. He didn't sign up to be a part-time dad. I tried to do things the right way. He says, marriage, stability, a family unit. That speaks volumes. No matter the humor or awkward moment. One fact rings loud. Real fathers don't wait to be cornered into responsibility. They walk straight into it, voluntarily, publicly, proudly. That's what justice looks like. That's what Judge Bench is all about.
Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances,
All rise. Judge VB Court is now in session. Case number JVB 1019. Both parties have been sworn. You may be seated. The petitioner explains she's here seeking child support and back pay. The child is 3 years old, and she says she hasn't received any support during that time. The judge asks for clarity. You've never received support of any kind? She answers firmly. No, ma'am.
having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
Attention turns to the respondent. Why hasn't he paid support over the past 3 years? He responds calmly. We've been discussing paternity obligations, and I don't think I was the only one she was seeing when we were together. The room shifts. Accusations float in the air now. She interrupts. Are you implying something? I just understood there may have been others, he says. And she hasn't agreed to a DNA test. She scoffs. Those are rumors. He remains steady. If I'm going to have obligations, I just want to make sure they're mine.
And honest
so
truth
you are admitting that you're married?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't tell me you were married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well,
That catches everyone off guard. You work with him? The judge asks. Yes, at the welding place. I'm the receptionist. You're a receptionist there? Yes, ma'am. That's how we met. He's my direct manager. A pause. The courtroom feels the weight of that last sentence. Wasn't expecting that much tea this morning, the judge says, keeping the mood light. But let's stay focused. Without DNA or signed acknowledgement, support can't legally be ordered. So the next step is a DNA test. Understood, she nodded.
I have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
The judge lays it out clearly now. You both will get a DNA test. If he is the father, we proceed based on the financial documents already submitted. If not, you are welcome to bring forward anyone else who may be the child's father, she responds with confidence. That won't be necessary. I know who it is. I'm not saying what he said is true, the judge clarifies. But we must follow the legal process. She nods. Understood.
That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back.
The respondent asks for help getting the DNA test handled quickly. The judge assures them both it'll be processed through the Attorney General's office. They're on site here in the courthouse. It'll be faster and free. Thank you, Your Honor. If there's nothing else, you both are dismissed. As they rise, he speaks up. If I have obligations here, I'll stand by them. She replies quietly. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're welcome.
We can get this DNA testing done expeditiously.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The judge recaps the situation. In this case, the mother was asking for child support. But paternity hadn't been established. Legally, a man must either sign an acknowledgement of paternity or take a DNA test before child support can be ordered. Since neither occurred, the court directed both parties to complete the test. If the results confirm paternity, child support proceedings can begin. If not, the mother has the right to pursue support from the appropriate party. That's how the law ensures the child is protected, while also respecting the rights of the alleged father.
Okay, Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my girlfriend, Linda, she hasn't been supporting the child like I feel like she should be doing.
What do you mean she hasn't been supporting the child? You
Well,
talking about emotional support? You talking about financial support? What type of support are you talking about?
Financial support, actually being there, visiting, it's very rare that she comes around.
Okay. And what
And
is
when-
it that you're asking me to do about that?
Well, I would like...
All rise. Judge VB Court is now in session. Case number JVB 1008. Bishop versus Sanchez. Thank you. You may all be seated. Mr. Bishop, you brought this case before the court. What's going on? Well, my girlfriend Linda hasn't been supporting the child like I feel she should be. What do you mean? Emotional support? Financial support? Financial support. And actually being there, visiting. She barely comes around. What are you asking me to do? I'd like her to pay support, and if possible, set up visitation so she's in the child's life. His voice cracks slightly on the word life. 2 years of hoping she'd come around. 2 years of explaining to a toddler why mommy isn't there?
If we could set up some sort of visitation that she actually is in the child's life.
Okay, how old is the child?
2 years old.
2 years old.
2 years old.
You don't visit with the baby?
No, I mean,
No?
I have a night job, and so I sleep during the day, so it's really hard to get up and see the child.
So, because you have a night job, you cannot spend time with your baby? That's what you're saying today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you not want to be a mom?
No, Your Honor. The child, I did not want the child.
Judge VB has seen it all in family court. But something in Linda's demeanor sends warning signals. The cold detachment of a woman who should be fighting for her. Child instead sits like stone. How old is the child? 2 years old. Do you visit with the baby, ma'am? No, I have a night job and I sleep during the day. It's hard to get up and see the child. So because of your night job, you can't be present in your child's life. Yes, Your Honor. And you're okay with that? Yes. Do you not want to be a mother? No, Your Honor, I didn't want the child. Philip convinced me to have him. I thought we'd have a girl, but it was a boy. The courtroom falls silent. In 23 years on the bench, Judge VB thought she'd heard everything. She was wrong.
Philip convinced me to have him. I thought it would be okay, but it ended up being a boy, not a girl.
So let me get this straight. You do not want the child because it's a boy and not a girl?
Correct.
That is like the most ridiculous thing anybody has ever said in my courtroom. Because of the gender? So do you not think you need to be paying child support to him?
No, he makes more money than I do.
But he has the full responsibility of parenting the child. You're not doing anything. You don't even want the baby.
Yeah, if he wanted the baby, he should take care of it then.
You made that up. Okay.
The judge removes her glasses, rubbing her temples as if trying to process what she just heard. A mother rejecting her own child based on gender. It defies every natural instinct. Let me get this straight. You don't want the child because he's a boy? Correct. That is one of the most ridiculous things anyone has ever said in my courtroom. Because of the gender? So you don't think you should pay child support? Well, he makes more money than I do, but he has full responsibility for the child. You're doing nothing. You don't even want the baby. If he wanted the baby, he should take care of it. You might want to sit back and think about what you just said. The judge's voice carries the weight of moral authority, a warning that Linda is about to face consequences for her shocking indifference.
In a month.
4,000. 4,000. What do you do for a living?
I'm an entertainer.
What does that mean?
I'm an exotic dancer.
Oh, okay. So $4,000. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that exotic dancers cannot be in their children's lives? Oh, no, you said you don't want to be in the child's life.
Yes.
You just want him to pay you child support and you want him to assume the full responsibility of taking care of the child too because he wanted the child.
Well, I didn't want child support from him. He can just have.
But you don't want him to pay. I mean, you don't want to pay him.
Correct.
The hammer of justice is about to fall. Judge VB has heard enough. It's time for consequences. That will echo through this child's entire future. He will not be the one taking care of the child 100% of the time, while you go dance or do whatever. That's not going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to start paying child support today. As for visitation, if she doesn't want to see the child, I can't force her. But she will pay support. You understand? Yes, Your Honor. You have a problem with that? No, Your Honor. Just making sure. The judge's tone carries finality. This isn't a negotiation, it's a decree. Philip feels the weight lift slightly from his shoulders.
Need to get for the child. And just so you know, this child is going to grow up, obviously. He's 2 years old now. He can come back later as, you know, his life changes. He starts going to school. He might want to put him in private school or, you know, anything like that. Any type of extracurricular activities. He comes back in here. You've made more money. You already know what's going to happen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What's going to happen?
I'll have to pay more.
Oh, okay. Long as you understand that. All right. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Okay.
Even if the other parent doesn't want to visit or be involved emotionally, they're still financially obligated to the child they helped create. That's what support court is for, to protect the rights of the child. In the end, the law speaks clearly. A child's right to support transcends a parent's personal desires. Justice served one case at a time. It's about to get messy. Otro. And that wraps up another explosive session on Judge Bench. From exposed secrets to courtroom meltdowns, Judge Vonda didn't hold back, and neither did Justice. Which case blew your mind the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unfiltered courtroom chaos. New cases every week, same Judge Bench fire. Until next time, remember, truth always finds its way to the bench.